Hello, guys. Welcome to this edition of Office Thoughts. I am just here outside of my office, and I'm going to be talking about some of my thoughts on everything in life. So, right here, you guys can ask me any questions you want on just about any topic. Landon, how are you, my friend? I want to congratulate you, Landon. I want to congratulate you on your Kentucky Wildcats. Your Kentucky Wildcats have been one of the best teams in college basketball lately. And I wanted to congratulate you because you beat Kansas. You have Reed Travis. You have that guy, PJ Washington. And Tyler Hero is one of my favorite players in all of college basketball. He was from Wisconsin. He's a great player. And I know that he just needs to get better. But, you know, I like Kentucky this year. I think you guys are going to go deep in the tournament. I think you play great defense. That game was kind of boring, that Kansas game. But, yeah. Josh Allen, yeah, my friend Gaming, ARG Gaming comes into the chat. It says Josh Allen was taken at #1 in Lance Zierlein's mock draft by the Arizona Cardinals. And now it'll be interesting because they play a 3-4 defense. So the thing about Josh Allen is that would be a very interesting first pick. And I don't know if the New York Jets at #3, if they're going to take Josh Allen because they play a 4-3 defense with Greg Williams. Zach wants to talk about the Super Bowl. I will talk about the Super Bowl in a little bit. Zach, thank you so much for joining Office Thoughts. Let me talk about Bryce Harper to the Phillies. I'm going to talk about that topic first. Bryce Harper to the Philadelphia Phillies would be so exciting because I live near the Philadelphia area. So I go to Citizens Bank Park, I try to go frequently, but the team's just so gosh damn boring. The Philadelphia Phillies, their most exciting players like Aaron Nola and Rhys Hoskins, and both of those guys are so boring. For me to go to a baseball game, I know that there's a couple of other YouTube people that really like baseball, but for me to go to a baseball game, I want to see a power hitter. I want to see an exciting player, and Bryce Harper brings that kind of star power to the Phillies. And even if he strikes out, even if he fails, it's something to talk about. It's something to monitor. He is one of the most talked about players ever. And yes, there's a lot of rumors, and yes, it's kind of annoying that the rumors are there. And I just want Bryce to sign already with the Phillies. And also for Mets fans that are out there, they're going to hate Bryce Harper. And that whole rivalry is going to bring baseball back in a way that it needs. Bryce Harper playing in the Philadelphia market is going to be tremendous. He's going to be so hateable, and it's going to be perfect. We need more baseball players that are more hated players. Like J.D. Drew was a hated player, Roger Clemens. And, yeah, I'll get to some of your questions. What are the Ravens going to do in the offseason, and who do I have in the Super Bowl? So overall in the Super Bowl, I have the Patriots. I believe the Patriots can beat the LA Rams. I think the Patriots can beat them 35-20, but they're going to have to stop Jared Goff. They're going to have to get turnovers on Goff, and the Patriots are going to need to get pressure on Jared Goff. I'm rooting for the Patriots to win. The Patriots have never beat anybody in the damn Super Bowl badly. The Patriots in their Super Bowls, the ones that they've all played, have come down all to one-score games. First Super Bowl versus the LA Rams was a 3-point game. The second Super Bowl versus, I believe, Carolina Panthers, they made Jake Delhomme look like the second coming of Joe Montana in that second half. So, And then the third game versus the Eagles were right around 10 points down. They scored a late touchdown. Patriots won again by, I believe, single digits. Eagles actually had a chance to come down and make it a competitive game. The Seattle, Atlanta, the Giants Super Bowls, the Eagles pass one. All of them are close. They don't beat anybody badly in the Super Bowls, and Atlanta was embarrassing. So I'm worried about Donald. I'm worried about Sue for the Patriots. But I'd like to see the Patriots end up winning that football game. I don't really like the Rams, and I feel like the Saints got screwed on that call, and the Saints would be there. Josh Allen, QC, how are you? Thank you, QC, for coming in. Josh Allen, oh yeah, he was great for Kentucky. Cash Daniels as well. Rhodes, Lalo Paz. I want the Cardinals to take Quinnen Williams, and you want Nick Bosa for your 49ers. I don't want Nick Bosa for the 49ers. I'm going to say that firmly. Nick Bosa is a guy that's been a little bit hurt. I think he's a little bit overhyped because of his last name. Quinnen Williams is the best player in the draft. Quinnen Williams and DeForest Buckner would be so salty. Quinnen Williams is the best player in this damn draft, okay? Quinnen Williams or Josh Allen over Nick Bosa. I don't want Bosa going to the 49ers. I want Quinnen Williams and DeForest Buckner. You just selected Solomon Thomas. You can find guys to rush the passer along the edge. Quinnen Williams and Buckner will dominate the interior of the line. Look at how good the Rams' interior line is with Donald and Sue. Look at Fletcher, Cox, and Jernigans. Well, the Dallas Cowboys don't have a first-round pick because of the Amari Cooper thing, but if I'm looking at Dallas, where they need to improve is the defensive line, specifically the defensive tackles, because they're going to sign Tank Lawrence, okay? Gonna sign Tank Lawrence. So then the Dallas Taco Charlton is still terrible. And as Philly 500 says, the Dallas Cowboys still stink. As what Philly 500 says, the Cowboys stink. I don't see Kyler Murray going to the Giants, and that's not going to happen. Pat Shurmur and Gettleman, they're too old school. They're not going to take a 5'10" quarterback. The safeties for the Cowboys, the guy Jeff Heath is not terrible, but it's a possibility. And Frazier's not that good either. How you doing, Rover from Afghanistan? I'm going to do this a couple times a day. Philly 500, it's great to see you. Chuck Sharts, what's going on, my dude? You were part of the Wrench Gang yesterday, which was absolutely crazy. And Philly 5, what I am going to say to you, my friend, is that I'm excited for the 2-on-2 basketball game between Philly 500 versus the Sports Fury, and or versus Bad Dog and Chris. So Bad Dog and the Entertainer are going to play Philly 500 and I believe the Sports Fury. Or actually, it might be Sports Fury versus those two guys. And in that battle, I'm probably going to actually take the Sports Fury to beat him. I think that Josh is going to hit some long-range threes. I think Josh will be able to go in the post. Sean will be able to D up Chris. And I think it's going to be really exciting. I think Chris is going to be dangerous. Bad Dog inside. Bad Dog's going to make some hook shots, but I can see him missing a lot of outside shots. I see a lot of chemistry issues. Enigmatic Elephant, what's going on? If it ain't Rover, it ain't over. I love that line. I love that line so much. So for the 49ers, going back to the draft mock kind of talk, the 49ers, I really want them to select Quinnen Williams. I hope that the Cardinals take Bosa. And then the New York Jets, I don't want the Jets to get Josh Allen because that would actually be a tremendous pick. So I want the New York Jets to end up trading back. I think the Jets are going to trade back with the Denver Broncos or with the New York Giants. Hey, Joe, how's it going, pal? How are y'all? I believe the Broncos or the Jaguars are going to move up in that draft. You think you could shut them down in the low post? That would be a tough matchup. The Redskins, they do need a quarterback. It would be great. It's great leverage for the Giants or somebody like the Jets should trade with the Redskins because they're all the way back at 15. The Cleveland Browns, I believe that the Browns, if you get Jeffrey Simmons, then you have to do it. If you get an elite defensive lineman or Devin White, you have to take him. So if Devin White or Simmons slip down, you have to draft them. Hey, yeah. Leona's right here. She is, that's Leona.
Hi.
And yeah, say hi. I'm doing Office Thoughts. I'm doing Office Thoughts for my YouTube channel. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Antonio Brown, I don't see him being traded. I don't know why. And Joe, thank you so much for the super chat, my dude. Joe Musa, big Sam Darnold guy, and we got to get on Radio Row next year in Atlanta, Georgia, or in it's going to be in Miami next year. Me, the Entertainer, Bad Dog, Cop Pizzle, Jet Central, Philly 500. The Sports Furies, one of those guys has to break through and get to Radio Row next year so we can actually interview some celebrities for our radio show. So there's some good guys in the second round that I think Nasir Adderley's a really good player. That's the guy for the Cowboys out of Delaware. Isabella's a very good player. Because Cole Beasley's going to leave, and Cole Beasley was acting. That Cole Beasley tweet was very cryptic. Cole Beasley to say that tweet that the front office is only targeting players that it actually pays. I don't believe that. I think it's a conspiracy theory. And I don't believe in that one bit, that literally you're jeopardizing games because of who you're paying a lot of money to. Like Cole Beasley's arguing that Amari Cooper got all those catches because the front office traded a first rounder for him. I don't really believe that whatsoever. Maybe with Derek Dooley. Derek Dooley was a terrible offensive coach. And Cole Beasley's going to leave. That was a very, very weird comment on social media. I have a question for you guys. Why was that a missed call in the Saints game? Did the ref think the ball was tipped? Did the ref think that was a decent defensive play? Did the ref, think that the ball arrived earlier? Or did the ref have skin in the game? Did the ref think that the Rams, did the ref living in Southern California want to give the Rams a championship of the NFC? Did the ref actually pay and bet on the game? I think the ref wanted a compelling finish, and I think that the referee, being from Southern California, wanted the Rams to win the game. And RK is in the chat, and RK says, because yes, that's a very good option as well. The LA market needing a boost because there's no Rams fans and there's going to be a Super Bowl there. First off, I felt so bad for Drew Brees because they would have kicked the field goal with 20 seconds left. And God, that was just such a terrible call, and I don't know why. First off, maybe the Rams have more money because the Super Bowl value is going up. Oh my gosh, and Philly 500 for the donation. Thank you so much, Philly 500. I really want to collab with you. I want to do a collab where basically me, you, and the Entertainer get on and talk. Yeah, I really want to do that. So thank you for the donation. Rhodes, oh my gosh, no way. No way. Yeah, Landon, thanks for coming into the stream, my guy. But yeah, it was a horrible call. I think that the referee wanted the Rams to win, and I also think there's more money in the LA market than New Orleans, and that's why that call was made. But I'm excited about the Super Bowl week. Super Bowl week is upon us, which I'm excited about. And I got about 1 or 2 more minutes left. Let's fire some rapid fire questions. Interesting. Just like the shootout on Monday Night Football. That's a brilliant thing. They wanted the Chiefs and the Rams. Brilliant. But except the Chiefs didn't get a lot of calls. They got a couple of calls, actually, that Sammy Watkins pick pass. But that's one of the worst calls ever. And even being a Giants fan, I'm rooting, if not the Giants, I want the New Orleans Saints to win a championship next year. I want the Saints to win it all next year because it's justice. The teams that I think can win next year in the NFC, New Orleans, the Minnesota Vikings, I believe, can come back. I think the Vikings right now are going to be slept on, and I think another year with Stefanski and Kirk Cousins, I believe the Vikings are going to be pretty damn good. The Dallas Cowboys, so I see the Cowboys winning the NFC East, the Vikings winning the NFC North. The West, I see the 49ers getting back to the postseason if Garoppolo can stay healthy. And next year, Chuck, I see your Browns being really good. I see the Browns being good, the Chiefs being really good. I think it's a Browns-Chiefs AFC Championship game. And if the Broncos are looking good too, if they get Drew Lock, the Broncos are going to be really good. Philly 500, man, I got some news for you. The Eagles have a chance if they keep Carson Wentz, if they somehow get Le'Veon Bell in the offseason, if you guys have a running game, if Brandon Brooks can play next year. There's a thing called Wing Bowl in the Philadelphia area that Philly 500 probably knows. It's where everybody gets really drunk really early in the morning, and it's a wing eating contest at 7 in the morning, the Friday of Super Bowl. And the fact is about the Wing Bowl is that since the Eagles won the Super Bowl, there's no more Wing Bowl anymore. And that's kind of a tragedy. But now, since the Eagles won a Super Bowl, it's going to be Wing Pole at a strip club where there's going to be eating wings that are being eaten and strippers, which sounds like a great time, except for high school kids, they're not going to be able to get in it. What team is Kyler Murray going to? I could see Kyler Murray going to I could see Kyler Murray going to the Patriots. As weird, Patriots or Dolphins, some random-ass weird team like the Chargers. The New Orleans Saints would be a team to take him late in the first round, late. The Giants are not taking him. Redskins is a very good option. Dan Snyder, you think they would do it? I could see it happening. I could see the Redskins being that choice. That's a good choice. New England, I don't think so. That's a sexy pick right now. I don't think so. That's a weird selection. Too small, too exotic. I don't know if I like that. I like the Redskins. That's a very good one. The Redskins, the New Orleans Saints, but the Saints don't have a first-round pick. Not the Packers, no. The Panthers is a possibility, actually, because Cam Newton is hurt. So that's a possibility as well. So, Dan Snyder stinks. Yes, he does. Snyder is horrible. Hate Dan Snyder. Everybody hates him because FedEx Field's kind of a dump. They don't make any renovations to that damn stadium. And to tell you the truth, Jay Gruden's so boring. I'd like to see Kevin O'Connell take over that damn job anyway. I like O'Connell, their quarterback coach, going to be the next Sean McVay. Kevin O'Connell's going to be a really good head coach. Yeah. Kentucky Vanderbilt, possibly. Josh Allen to the 49ers, that's the one I want. I want Allen or Quinnen Williams. If I had to pick between Allen and Williams, I'm going to pick Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams is too damn good. He's the best player in this draft. If Williams is taken, number one by the Cardinals, you take Josh Allen and you don't even think twice about it. Dalton Risner from Kansas State is very good. So what I am going to say is these are my proposed trade-ups for my mock draft that I'm thinking of doing. I think the Oakland Raiders are going to trade with the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 4. Because the Raiders are not going to allow the Broncos to get up and select a quarterback. So the Raiders are going to trade with the Jags back to 7, and the Jaguars are going to select Dwayne Haskins at the 4th pick in the draft. Then number 5, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might they're going to trade back with the Denver Broncos, and the Broncos are going to select Drew Lock at number 5. At number 6, the Giants are going to try to trade back with the Washington Redskins. The Redskins can then select Kyler Murray, and the Giants can look to draft Dalton Risner out of Kansas State. That, I think, could happen. Mickens will go to the Jacksonville Jaguars, if not for Nick Foles. Foles and the Eagles might want to make a deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars and John DeFilippo down there. I also was just reading what you guys were saying about the upcoming mock drafts, and Philly 500 says, would Denver go after Nick Foles? I don't believe they're going to. I think they'll stay with Case Keenum, and I think that Nick Foles will end up looking like Jacksonville or Carolina right now. I think Risner could be taken number 6 overall. Risner is that freaking good. No, I think Murray's going in the first round. I think Kyler Murray is going in the first round. Jonah Williams, believe it or not, I think Buffalo is going to select the Risner kid out of Kansas State. I don't think Buffalo should select a wide receiver. I'd wait. This is a very good wide receiver draft. A.J. Brown is probably the best wide receiver, but A.J. Brown is very constant on Instagram. A.J. Brown is always on Instagram, always tweeting, always doing that stuff. So he could be like a Des Bryant, like kind of where A.J. Brown's the type of guy that literally would complain all the time. Daniel Jones is a big possibility. Patriots for life, how are you? I don't have the modifying tools. I'm on my phone right now. Daniel Jones, yeah. Deebo Samuel's a second-round pick that the 49ers are going to try to get. Daniel Jones, I'm going to do a film review on him tonight. I don't really love his release. I don't like him as a prospect. No, I don't really like Daniel Jones. I like for the New York Giants, I'm looking at RG3 as a possibility. I like RG3, and I also like maybe like a Jarrett Stidham or a Minshew in like the 5th or 6th round for the Giants. Benny Snell, is Benny Snell coming out in the draft? Benny Snell's a very good guy to get in the 3rd or 4th round. He's a freaking stud. Josh Jacobs, I think, is a good running back. I think he's an okay running back. I'm trying to think of who he is at the next level. So I don't think C.J. Mosley's going to hit free agency. But Josh Jacobs, who does he remind me of? Maybe a No-Sean Moreno, maybe a Freeman. He's a powerful back, powerful, smaller back. Who does he remind me of? Who does he remind me of in the NFL? Not Joe Mixon, but like a similar. He reminds me that he could be as successful as Joe Mixon. He's going to be an okay running back at the next level. He's going to be a good pass blocker, good pass protector. He's a little bit like Hyde, actually, like a Carlos Hyde, and he actually reminds me of Nick Chubb, and he's a little bit bigger. He's a good running back, but I would not take in the 1st round. Philly 500. I think Antonio Brown is first off, I think Antonio Brown, and I'll try to end this conversation with this. And guys, thank you so much for getting me through work and asking these questions. Antonio Brown has the right to talk. Antonio Brown has the right to talk because Antonio Brown, I look at Antonio Brown and Odell Beckham differently. Antonio Brown's been the best receiver in the NFL for 3 or 4 years. His production has been completely absurd. He's given the city of Pittsburgh an incredible boost in terms of the Pittsburgh Steelers winning playoff games and him getting all these yards. Sure, he's been immature at the end of the season, but Antonio Brown is a legitimate, I think he's the best wide receiver receiver in the NFL, and he has been for a long time. His talk has been backed up by his play on the field, unlike an Odell Beckham, unlike some of these other guys. Pittsburgh, I think, has drafted way too many guys that are way too chitty-chatty. And I believe that if Antonio Brown went to the 49ers, it would maybe be a good option because he needs a change of scenery. He doesn't like Big Ben. And Antonio Brown is just a restless individual. I'll tell you that. He's a restless guy. And when I look at Antonio Brown, he is very annoying right now. But if he went to another team, he would have an opportunity. He would have an opportunity to, I think, be successful. Yeah, should he go to the 49ers? Possibly. I actually think Le'Veon Bell would be easier to get along with than Brown, but I think Brown is a fantastic player, and the Steelers, I believe, are going to keep him. Patriots for life. How are you? It's probably a lot of Patriots accounts on here today. That's for certain in this chat. But I'm trying to think about Antonio Brown. I'm not really that bothered by Antonio Brown because he's backed up his talk. Andy Dalton has a 0% chance of getting traded. I know that Jet Central made a mock draft with the Bengals trading up. The Bengals are way too conservative of an organization. Way too conservative of an organization. Andy Dalton has a 0% chance of getting traded. They are never going to move on from Dalton this year. Paul Brown, it's a conservative, shitty organization. The Bengals are one of the worst organizations, along with maybe the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are a bad organization as well. Lions, Bengals, the Dolphins suck. The Dolphins stink. The Redskins are bad. The Raiders are getting better. Earl Thomas to the 49ers with Richard Sherman, that would be unbelievable. I don't think that happens, though. It's a possibility. The Jaguars and Fournette, they are shopping Fournette. 1,000,000% yes. Tom Coughlin wants to get rid of those guys that are cancers. Fournette has been hurt. Fournette has been acting weirdly. Fournette doesn't have much value. He has about maybe a 4th or a 3rd round value on him, not a 1st round value. And you can get Fournette for a 4th rounder. Jay Ajayi was traded for a 4th round pick. I think Fournette will be dealt out of Jacksonville 1,000,000%. Doug Marrone needs to save his guys. So then Jacksonville will ride with Carlos Hyde. I think that they'll take a 4th round pick for Fournette. I do. Last minute of the show, guys. Last minute of the show. Thank you. I'll do this probably on Thursday. We might even have a call-in show coming up. I might even pay big bucks for a call-in show. And I might even look to find a co-host so that we could get our ass down to Super Bowl Media Day. Gut feeling on Landon Collins. I don't think the Giants are keeping him. I think they're tired of his act. They're tired of him talking all the time. They're going to franchise him and they're going to move him at the draft. That's honestly what I see happening. That's a great question on Landon Collins. All righty, guys. Thank you, QC. Steven, sorry that I'm headed out. Thank you for listening to the stream while you're driving. It means a lot. I'm glad you weren't chatting and driving. With that, I'm gonna leave. Thoughts from the office. We'll be back probably on